Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're going to get Karak. Now this happens to be a game by AmassGames, or Albi. This is a Czech publisher, also a Polish publisher. It's available in numerous countries. This happens to not be the English edition, but I do happen to have a copy of the digital English rules available. I'll tell you why I've got Karak out in a moment, but let's first talk about this game. So this is a sort of dungeon crawling game for 2 to 5 players, ages 7+. It's usually recommended at ages 7 to 10. And this is a how to set up, play and review video. If you're interested in watching this and you are watching this as a short, of course, make sure you watch the full video over on YouTube. Any questions, please, as always, do let me know via the comments are best in YouTube as well. And what we're looking to do is reach the Dragon's Gem, and that will trigger the end of the game, but it's the person with the most points wins. Now, we won't need too much space in some respects, so I'll leave the box in shot. So all the heroes are going to come out, so you can pick however many heroes you want to use and then bring them out. There are 6 different characters you can play. And let's for now bring out, let's say, the wizard, and then the victorious. They've all got different names, Augustus and stuff like this, and another character. So let's bring out 3 for the time being. Now I'm aware these are standees, you can't see them from this perspective, but don't worry about that. If you've seen other games like Subterra, it's a similar game whereby you're bringing out tiles and you'll end up being stretching across the board. Whilst I am setting this up, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. As I said, there is going to be a special thing mentioned at the end of this video. Also, via the description YouTube, you can follow along on Instagram, 3,999 followers at time of recording. Also, join the discussion on Facebook. You can find pictures for this over on Instagram too. Also on TikTok, Threads, as well as on X. And lastly, you can head through to the podcast, which gets discussed as well. So lots more tokens, but we've got some over here for the time being, a bag of goodies and monsters as well. And we have a cursed treasure as well, which we'll talk about. It's the curse of a certain mummy, and it happens to be a curse of Karak. So everybody gets health points over here. Everyone starts off with 5. Again, there's 5 of these boards, 6 of these characters you can play as. So various people have already kind of preset it with everyone, put some stuff on it. So move this off to the side for the time being. So let's say we're playing as, we're missing one here. Let's put it back in. And what we do, we have various different playing abilities. So for example, we can move through walls. We can choose to lose health to improve our might, so we can fight better in fights. And we can swap our positions. And the character I played most recently allows me to, if I roll a 1, it can re-roll again. And if I roll a 6, it allows me to actually take another turn. So what I'll be doing is, let's say I'm starting as this character, I can flip over a tile and then I can move. This happens to be a portal tile. These are randomly drawn out and it allows me to move to another place where there's another portal tile. So that is 1 turn, 1 movement action. So as you see, I'm with this person here. Now I have up to 4 movement actions, so it stops as soon as I hit a room. So this happens to be a room in this instance. Otherwise I could have drawn another tile until I've drawn 4 tiles, moved 4 times. In this case, I'll be moving into this room. You then draw from this bag. This might be a treasure, it might be a monster. So you flip it over. Of all the things, all the tiles we drew. How interesting. So this came up very late in the last game, but this will actually trigger into the game once you beat it. Now it's got a strength of 15, so now you're going to fight it. I definitely cannot win because the highest die roll I can get is a 12 because I'm rolling 2 6s. So what I would do is just show you how it works. You roll 2 dice. And here we go, I rolled at 1, so I get to roll it again. Doesn't matter, it's a 9, I lose, and I go back. It ends my turn. So now it's someone else's turn, but this will stay here until someone claims it. When you defeat it, you'll flip it over, and it's worth 1.5 victory points. 1 victory point for the treasure, and half victory point for the ruby. Once it's defeated, it immediately ends the game, and whoever's got the most points wins. So let's say that it's the next person, let's say it's the wizard's turn, and they're going to go up this direction. Funnily enough, bizarrely, we've got another portal. So now they're moving over here, so they could teleport through, it doesn't cost an action. They're going to move up again, hitting another room. Let's just go this direction. Again, you draw a tile. In this case, we've drawn a mummy. So it's going to roll 2 dice, and it doesn't win, so it bounces back again. So that stays out there again, it ends its turn. They have the next character, so they're going to come down this direction. They've straight away hit. So I'd have lost a life, by the way. And I find them quite scary. I went, oh my goodness, that's quite a scary thing. So of course, the wizard would have lost a life as well. We've now got this character down here. So now they're going to take their turn. And again, they're going to draw a tile. So lots of rooms in this game. And in this case, it's a spider. Maybe it'll hit it with a 6. It does, hits it with an 8. So it takes it, so it moves into the tile. Otherwise, it bounces back. And then it reveals it's now actually got a healing potion as well. So that's what's going to happen. That's back to my turn. I'm not going to go this way. 1, 2, so 1 space. Every space, you can do up to 4 spaces. Moves again, hits another room. And again, it can now choose to, will have to reveal a tile. And it happens to be a rat. So we have 5, it needs to hit on a 5. It hits 5, it's a tie. It doesn't win, unfortunately. So nothing really great happens to that one. But then we're going to have onto the wizard moving. The wizard is not going to try and hit on a 7. It might take on a rat. It might head south. So let's just go south, 1, 2. Reveal this one. So it goes 3. Now the wizard can move through walls, but it won't want to in this case. 4. And now we've drawn this tile out here, let's say, because it can always come back to here. Even though it's blocked off, it can actually go back through the wall. So it's going to go 4. It reveals a tile, and it happens to reveal, I don't know, just showing there's a different kind of stuff out here. It happens to reveal a treasure. Now a treasure stays there until you draw a key. So on your board you can see you have spaces for 2 weapons. The most you can have is 2 weapons. So in this case you might get a flaming sword which has a 1+ straight away, but then you lose it. You can get a key. A key unlocks a treasure. That also ends your turn if you unlock a treasure, but then you take it over and leave it by your board. So again, you count up how many at the end of the game. I happen to have 3 last game. Someone else had 2 plus this one. So they won with 3.5 points. And somebody else had 2 treasures. You discard the key once you've used it. Other things you can gain though as well is you can fight off like a barbarian skeleton king and get yourself a 3 massive battle axe. You could fight off, let's say, one of those rat things and get yourself 1 point. And I won't reveal much more because it's nice to discovering what you do discover. I showed you about these mummies. If you fight off a mummy, then you're going to give this curse to somebody. Obviously, you wouldn't give it to yourself. And it means they can no longer use their ability unless they choose to heal. How do you heal? Well, if you run out of lives, what's going to happen is you're going to lose your next turn, and then you're going to get 1 life. So what you want to do is end on a space where there's a fountain. And then what you're going to do is say, right, I'm going to be healing now. And that means they'll end your turn, but you fill up on your life again. And you can just give this to somebody else as well. Well, sorry, this will go at the game. That's how the game works. So what I think of the game, I think it's very good. I think it's definitely in the aimed for that kids kind of friendly zone. Lovely artwork. I like the names, obviously quite tropish characters, but very enjoyable. And the duration of 45 minutes is accurate. I will do a dice listening video to see how file dice roll. And I did tell you about that secret thing, so I'll show you now because no one else has done a video for this time of recording. It's only because it just come out, and that is Karak 2. So this involves hexagonal pieces, so it's a different thing to explore. So we're going back into the dungeon in this instance, or won't be going actually above ground, I think. So various different pieces. These are very nice. You can kind of feel the curves, so you know which way to bring them out of the bag to make sure you don't sort of spoil and see the other side of them. Like with Subterra, you might find the dragon, you might want to fight it off, but you're the far side of the board, so you need to come across, or you play a character like this to then teleport and swap with somebody else. Other things to be aware of is the fact you do need quite a lot of space because the board can naturally lead you off to the end of the board. And I have found that can be a bit, not necessarily annoying, but something you have to be aware of. I've noticed that you end up basically having to decide, okay, well, you can no longer go any further. And this is a big table I'm on. This is an 85 centimetre wide table. It just so happens that some people, happen to go in a certain direction. It's interesting they give you 6 characters, but only 5 boards. I know it only plays up to 5, and they've chosen for that for some reason. Maybe it takes too long between turns, I don't know. But it at least gives you the choice from that perspective, though, to play those amount of characters. Lots of characters to discover, obviously increases replayability in that instance, plus the various player counts. Doesn't feel like it takes too long. I feel that because you're handing this token around, it keeps things moving along quite fast. And again, they are nice tiles, it's nice components. Because it's for kids, I think it's good in terms of these pieces are going to last. So this game came out 2017. It did win awards. It's going in the AmassGames playlist, the Family Weight playlist, they have a Setup Play and Review playlist. There might be some others I can figure out as well. It's not a cooperative game though, as you might have noticed. So yeah, these are interesting tiles. Again, you need to place stuff to one side because it's the special dragon tile to start off with. Slightly cartoony, which does make sense. I look forward to playing it with my nieces, who are currently 2, so we've got some way to go. But I look forward to trying it out when they hit 5, because again, you're using some maths. It's basically doing a dice, plus of course any modifiers, which can go up to as high as 6. Again, you do need to leave any things that you do play and you can no longer keep on your tiles. So if you've already got 2 weapons, you need to discard down and improve in that respect. So there we go. Like I said, hope you found this of interest. Of course, do let me know in the comments as best as always. And yeah, like I said, Karak 2 is coming, so I'll be giving a separate video for that too. Any other questions, as always, do let me know. But for now, back to the table.